Savii. I'm the author of this book as well as this book, Destiny Path of the Mark, Destiny Darkness Rising. I'm not even going to waste your time telling you what they're about, because if you really cared, you would go watch my Finn videos, but I am going to read to you from Destiny Darkness Rising, book 2 in my romantasy series. Yes, I said romantasy, and if that's not your vibe, that's totally fine. Keep scrolling. I love you. Bye. Some of my mutuals told me that they wanted a bit more action. That's not really my thing. This is as much as I'm probably going to give you, so prepare yourself. He lands just outside of Nath. He did not think he would be back here, not after meeting Bella. But it seems as if his work here is not done. It feels as though he was here yesterday. The darkness of Taurenland wraps itself around him. He is certain that whatever force is at work here is ancient and cannot be defeated simply by one man. Still, he must try, even if all he can offer the gods is one dead slaver. He has no idea what this stone looks like, but he wagers he'll be able to find him. Squaring his shoulders, he draws his sword and rushes forward. "Stone!" he bellows. The camp is virtually empty during this time of day, but the filthy cages and pins spread throughout the trees make his stomach turn and his skin prickle with anger. He holds his head high, his eyes unwavering as he calls out for the slaver who dared to threaten his friend's life. He doubts there has ever been a soul alive brave enough to walk into a slave camp in Taurenland, much less challenge a slaver. Perhaps he is mad, he does not know. Several overseers have spotted him and hurry forward, their weapons in hand. He cuts them down and continues forward without hesitation. The slavers' quarters sit at the far end of the grove, several large brown tents guarded by a handful of overseers. He hadn't ventured this far across the grove on his last visit. Frankly, he did not expect anyone of import to be here. He knows that were any of the slaves to run away, they would be captured and brought back within a day, beaten or whipped for their insolence as an example to the others. They wouldn't dare run, so why waste the manpower overseeing them? Still, Nath is the largest camp in Taurenland. Stone will be here. He must be here. He thinks of Shay as he rushes through the trees, cutting down anyone who dares to come at him. He thinks of Leah and all the poor souls who've been tethered to this dark realm with no hope of escape. And suddenly, all he wants to do is end it. All of it. Someone must. And why not him? The figure that emerges from the face of the tent is abnormally large, his face marred with scars, his dark eyes void of emotion. Were he an ordinary man, Valen might feel panic, but he learned long ago that size is of little consequence. He has never been one to back down from a fight, and he will not stop today. The man waits for him, in no hurry to waste his energy as he readies his sword. Valen slows his pace, preparing to jump through space. His eyes narrow as he searches for the perfect spot. Then he lands, plunging his blade up through the taller man's neck. He's already turning as the larger man collapses into a heap upon the ground. The face of a truly frightened man stares back at him from inside the tent. He is much younger than Valen expected, perhaps in his early 30s, and pale as the moon, with small brown eyes and wiry legs. But judging by his fine leather clothes and shoes, he is not the average slaver. "You must be Stone," he declares, lowering his sword. The dark-haired man does not speak. His eyes twitch as he stands, shaking, watching the blood drip from Valen's blade. "Perhaps you're wondering who I am, why I'm here. It matters not. You will die today." "I have money," Stone whispers. Valen half smiles, amused by the man's final words. "And how much would your life be worth, Stone lifts his head, suddenly hopeful. "Name your price." Before that hope has time to blossom, Valen raises his sword and slits the man's throat. Stone's eyes widen and his pale hands lift to cover the gaping wound. Valen watches him, wanting to be certain that this pile of waste dies slowly. "May your soul never find peace," he curses. Only when Stone's body lies still on the floor and the life has left his eyes does he turn to leave. But something stops him. He isn't certain what. A feeling, perhaps? His eyes close and a tiny thought drifts over him. "I know you are there. Come out. I will not harm you. I give you my word." Slowly he turns, his gaze dropping low to the bed across the tent. He waits for her to emerge. Waves of black hair tumble down her neck and back, falling across her face as she cautiously moves to her feet. She is clad in a long, tattered blue dress, barefoot, unarmed, a slave. "Please do not hurt me," she pleads, lifting her eyes to his. Everything stills within him at the sight of her. His heart stops. The breath in his lungs halts. At once he is sheathing his sword, rushing forward to grab her shoulders and peer into her face with disbelieving eyes. It cannot be. She stares back at him, her blue eyes widening at the sight of him. "Valin?" Her voice is but a whisper. He opens his mouth, but no words come out. Tears gather in his eyes. He never thought she could be here, in a place like this. His own flesh and blood. Trembling hands crumble her delicately sculpted face. "I thought you were dead," he murmurs through a tear-clotted throat. Perhaps she has wished for death, for her eyes speak of a life of anguish and suffering. He dares not imagine what has happened to her, the horror she has endured, or for how long. His heart breaks. "How did this happen?" She finds her voice. "How are you here?" "It is a long story. I will tell you everything, I promise. But we must leave this place." Her gaze falls to the floor, where Stone's body lies motionless. "Take me home," she whispers. He wraps his arms around her tightly and wills them to the keep. He moves to pull away when they land, but she holds him close, leaning her head against his chest. "I have you," he whispers as sobs rack her body ruthlessly. "No one will ever hurt you again." He lifts her into his arms and carries her through the barrier of the keep. It is a relief to be back here. Though he left only minutes ago, it feels as if hours have passed. So much has happened in such a short time. His head spins wildly and his body feels heavy. "Is anyone here?" he calls. Orisha emerges from the kitchen, her brows furrowing at the sight of him covered in blood. "Valin!" She hurries over to him. "What has happened? Are you hurt?" "She lives,"